It is 4:17 in the morning. Guadalcanal, in the Solomon Islands. Platoon Sergeant Mitchell Paige, 24 years old and section leader of the machine gun platoon, 2nd Battalion, 7th Marines, is finalizing defensive positions atop an unnamed ridge. He lies just 400 meters from the vital airstrip known as Henderson Field. Narrator: he commands 4 Browning M1917A1 heavy machine guns. These are chambered in .30-06 caliber. Each weapon weighs over 40 kilograms when you account for the tripod, the ammunition belts, and the heavy water-cooling jacket surrounding the barrel. Narrator: in 6 hours, these 4 guns will face the full fury of the Japanese 2nd Sendai Infantry Division in one of the most ferocious night attacks of the Pacific War. But what Sergeant Paige is about to do with these weapons will defy every doctrine of machine gun employment that the United States Army and Navy have developed over decades. Paige does not know it yet, but he is about to invent a combat technique so terrifying that captured Japanese battle reports will later describe the Marines not as soldiers, but as demons capable of killing at 800 meters with machine guns as if they were sniper rifles. Part 1. The Doctrine. Narrator: to understand the anomaly, we must first understand why Paige's actions in the coming hours were considered militarily impossible. Narrator: the Browning machine gun was designed by John Moses Browning to provide automatic suppressive fire in infantry combat. It fires the powerful .30-06 Springfield cartridge at a cyclic rate of 400 to 600 rounds per minute. Its official effective range is roughly 1,000 meters. According to the strict doctrine of the U.S. Marine Corps, heavy machine guns have a singular function: area fire. You do not aim at individual soldiers. You aim at a beaten zone, a patch of ground where you anticipate the enemy will mass. Narrator: the gunner is trained to fire bursts of 5 to 7 rounds, sweeping an arc of 30 to 50 meters. Individual precision is irrelevant, volume of fire is paramount. To use a heavy machine gun as a precision instrument, carefully targeting individuals at ranges exceeding 500 meters is considered a waste of ammunition and a tactical inefficiency. Narrator: these weapons are not fitted with telescopic sights. They utilize basic iron sights designed for area suppression, not surgical accuracy. But Mitchell Paige does not read doctrine manuals. He reads the terrain. And he reads the enemy. Part 2. The Onslaught. 22:30 hours, the 23rd of October. Narrator: at 10:30 p.m. on the 23rd of October, intelligence for the 7th Marines receives reports of massive enemy movement 2 kilometers to the south. Reconnaissance patrols estimate between 2,000 and 3,000 Japanese soldiers are approaching. Lieutenant Colonel Louis Chesty Puller, commander of the 1st Battalion, orders all units to stand to. Visuals: map graphic showing the ridge and the jungle approach. Narrator: Paige positions his 4 machine guns on the crest of the hill, establishing fields of fire that cut across the approach routes from the jungle. Each gun is manned by a 3-man team: a gunner, an assistant gunner, and an ammunition bearer. Paige has 12 men in total to hold 200 meters of the line. 2:30 hours, the 24th of October. Narrator: at 2:30 a.m. on the 24th of October, the assault begins. The Japanese 2nd Infantry Division, commanded by Lieutenant General Masaru Moriyama, launches a coordinated 3-wave attack against the Marine positions. Narrator: the first wave, 1,000 men. Their objective is to break the American lines via a banzai charge, a massive frontal assault designed to overwhelm enemy positions through sheer numbers and extreme aggression. Screaming banzai, they charge up the slope. Paige's 4 machine guns open fire simultaneously. Narrator: firing at 500 rounds per minute, 4 guns firing 6-second bursts produce 200 bullets every few seconds. The Japanese forces run directly into a wall of lead. The first wave collapses, the survivors retreat into the black canopy of the jungle. 178 Japanese soldiers lie dead on the field. But then comes the second wave. 3:15 hours. Narrator: another 1,000 men emerge at 3:15 a.m. But this time, the attack is evolved. The Japanese advance in small, dispersed groups, utilizing cover, moving from tree to tree. Paige's guns open up again, But now the targets are not compact masses. They are individual shadows flitting between trees at 300, 400, and 500 meters. Narrator: in 30 minutes of intense combat, 3 of Paige's 4 machine guns are disabled by Japanese mortar fire. The gun crews are either killed or wounded. 4 o'clock hours. Narrator: by 4 a.m., Mitchell Paige has only 1 functional machine gun left. Narrator: and he is completely alone. The 11 men of his section are dead or evacuated. 1 Marine, 1 machine gun, against approximately 800 Japanese soldiers who are still attacking. Military doctrine dictates that Paige, without a crew, without support, and critically low on ammunition, should withdraw. To hold the position is suicide. But if he withdraws, the Japanese will break the line and reach Henderson Field. The airstrip will fall. Guadalcanal will fall. Part 3. The Innovation. Narrator: Paige makes a decision that defies all military logic. Instead of firing suppressive bursts, he begins to use the heavy Browning as a sniper rifle. Here is the mechanics of his innovation. He sets the tripod to its lowest possible profile for maximum stability. He loads a fresh 250-round cloth belt. He lies prone behind the weapon. Narrator: he looks through the iron sights designed for rough estimation, not precision. But Mitchell Paige is from Kentucky. He grew up hunting deer with a rifle in the Appalachian Mountains. He understands ballistics. He understands windage. He understands how gravity affects the trajectory of a bullet over long distances. He applies these principles to the machine gun. Narrator: at 4 o'clock hours, as the Japanese organize the third wave, Paige spots movement at 600 meters. A Japanese officer, identifiable by his katana and distinctive uniform, is rallying troops for the final push. Paige adjusts the elevation of the gun. He compensates for the bullet drop at 600 yards. He fires a microburst of just 4 rounds. Sound effect: a distinct, short rat-tat-tat-tat. Narrator: the Japanese officer falls. The soldiers around him scatter in panic. They cannot comprehend how an area suppression weapon has just performed a precision kill at such range. Machine guns do not do that. Snipers do that. But Paige has converted his heavy weapon into exactly that. Narrator: for the next 30 minutes, Paige identifies and eliminates high-value targets at ranges between 400 and 800 meters. Every time he spots an officer, a mortar operator, or a squad leader, he fires a burst of 3 to 5 rounds. The Japanese are terrified. Their battle reports, recovered after the war, describe American machine guns with rifle-like range and automatic fire, accurate at impossible distances. Some Japanese soldiers believe the Marines possess a new secret weapon. It is no secret weapon. It is Mitchell Paige, using a conventional weapon in a highly unconventional manner. Part 4. The Aftermath. 4:30 hours. Narrator: at 4:30 a.m., the third Japanese wave collapses. The survivors retreat into the jungle. Paige has held the position alone for 45 minutes against 800 attackers. Narrator: when Marine reinforcements arrive at 5 o'clock hours, they find Paige still in position behind his gun. The barrel is so hot that the water in the cooling jacket is boiling, hissing with steam. 2,500 empty brass casings carpet the ground around him. In front of him, 105 Japanese soldiers lie dead on the field, many at ranges exceeding 500 meters. Narrator: Captain Charles Kelly arrives on the scene. He surveys the carnage and asks, "Sergeant, how on earth did you kill so many at those ranges with a machine gun?" Paige's reply is legendary: "Sir, a .30-06 from a rifle kills at 800 meters. A .30-06 from a machine gun kills at 800 meters. The bullet doesn't know which gun it came from." This response summarizes a fundamental ballistic truth that would change machine gun doctrine forever. Part 5. The Legacy. Narrator: the Japanese did not forget this night. Following the disaster at Guadalcanal, Imperial headquarters in Rabaul analyzed the failure. Major Tokeo Ito, a tactical analyst, studied the survivors' reports. Initially dismissing the claims of sniper machine guns as combat fatigue-induced exaggeration, the sheer volume of corroborating reports convinced him otherwise. Narrator: Ito issued a directive to all Japanese units in the Pacific. American troops are employing machine guns in a sniper role at ranges exceeding 500 meters. Avoid exposure to machine gun fire at any distance. The psychological effect was devastating. Previously, Japanese infantry felt safe moving at long range. Now, no distance was safe. Narrator: Back in the United States, the Marine Corps studied Paige's actions. In January 1943, instructors from the Officer Candidate School at Quantico interviewed Paige. When the experienced officers insisted such accuracy was impossible, Paige took them to the range. He set up a gun, identified a target at 700 meters, and destroyed it with a 4-round burst. One instructor asked, "Why was this never taught before?" Paige replied, "Because nobody needed it before, sir." Narrator: In the trenches of the First World War, machine guns were for suppression. But in the Pacific, facing human wave attacks, precision was survival. By March 1943, the Marine Corps updated their manuals to include precision machine gun employment. The technique spread. At Tarawa, Saipan, and Iwo Jima, Marines used heavy machine guns to snipe enemy positions and clear bunkers before assaults, saving countless American lives. Narrator: This legacy endures. The US M60 machine gun was developed with improved sights for long-range engagement. Its successor, the M240, still in service in 2024, features advanced optics and tripods that allow for consistent hits at 1,200 meters, outperforming many sniper rifles. But it all began with a 24-year-old sergeant on a nameless ridge in Guadalcanal. Mitchell Paige proved that innovation does not come from generals in conference rooms. It comes from soldiers under fire who have 30 seconds to solve a problem before they die. Narrator: Mitchell Paige chose to fight, and in doing so, changed the art of war. Host narrator: What do you think of this unauthorized technique that rewrote military doctrine? Were you aware of how Mitchell Paige turned a machine gun into a sniper weapon? Type Paige in the comments if this story revealed a piece of history you'd never heard before. Please subscribe and ring the notification bell for more verified accounts of innovation under fire, stories that the manuals forgot,